Hey, it's Adventureruler, and in this video, I will be doing an overview analysis of stocks taken and lost from Lucario 1's tournament run in the Undying Light tournament. Let's hop right in. Game 1 of Lucario 1's matches was against RSBX, and what a match to start off with. Both of these pros take the fight to Dreamland. So, for all the people out there that don't know who this is the Lucario 1, one of the best Lucarios I've ever seen, right? His movement has been clean and efficient since this game has came out, and I think even in the Smash 4 days. And as of writing the script, I think he used to hop in my live streams during the Smash 4 days. Yeah, I just mentioned that. So you guys already know this guy has seniority. Anyways, back to the match. Like I said, Lucario 1 was schmovin', and during this, RSBX, using a character that is on the slower side, struggles to find any meaningful opening, right? RSBX is getting a punch there, a laser over there, but Lucario's just moves too tricky. As the fight goes along, Lucario 1 decides to approach RSBX at a comfortable 170%, a right percent, where even a Lucario with no aura can kill. The interaction between both fighters goes like this. Lucario 1 approaches with a neutral air to combo it into a forward smash, but Lucario misses. RSBX tries to punish with a grab, but doesn't get there in time, and Lucario dodges it. Lucario then jumps at him with a high kick to cover a jump. Nothing lands, then a back air catching RSBX, dropping his shield. Not too long later, with the help of Lucario's aura, he was able to pack on damage onto RSBX very quickly. The next stock situation was Lucario 1 recovering from the left side of Dreamland. RSBX goes for the chase down by running at Lucario 1, then going for Devil Fist. And this is where Lucario 1 shines in his zone game. After Lucario 1 jumped over the Devil Fist, Lucario 1 backed up to create space, then whipped out Aura Sphere for like a split second. Bro, during the writing of the script, I swear it was on screen for like 5 frames or something. Lucario 1 doing this baits RSBX to jump over a potential Aura Sphere, right, in case he shoots it, but Lucario 1 actually canceled it, instead runs towards RSBX and kicks him right out of the air. And this is only the beginning of Lucario 1's genius with this character, folks. 2 stocks down for RSBX. Things were looking bad for RSBX in Game 1, but luckily he finally landed a Devil Fist on Lucario 1. He shoots Aura Sphere from the right platform to catch RSBX, standing on the right plat across from it. Lucario wanted to keep up the pressure, so he ran at him looking for a forward smash, but RSBX did not return to close range as quickly as he thought. Lucario's forward smash left him wide open to get hit with a Devil Fist, and he confirms it into an uppercut, finally taking a stock from Lucario 1. He was at like 161. Talk about move like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Not too long later in the match, Lucario was running all over RSBX, catching his jump after jump. RSBX does adapt and starts hitting Lucario 1 out of the air by beating him to the punch. After lots of movement from Lucario 1, he tries for a neutral air. It misses, so he turns around and finally plants his feet and goes for a Hail Mary forward smash. But RSBX blocks it, counter punches with a stunning upper, then spikes Lucario down into a Devil Slam. RSBX actually taking another stock. RSBX having the patience to wait for Lucario to make the wrong move, and because of that, laid the smack down. Lucario comes down from the Angel platform and immediately gets an aura grab, and for the rest of RSBX's final stock, Lucario would not give him any room to breathe, calling out ledge options one after the other. Lucario 1 seals Game 1 by catching RSBX trying to jump back to the stage with a down air, but times and spaces his aura attack. Game 2. RSBX goes for the counter stage and counter character. I think this is our first Pokemon battle in the Undying Light tournament. RSBX goes his favorite counter stage. I swear, this has to be his favorite. Every time he goes instant, I see that damn pig in the back. Anyways, Lucario 1 is keeping up his clean movement around the stage. There is no top plat, right, on WarioWare, so we'll see if that plays a part in the fight. Not only that, but RSBX also gets first blood by kicking Lucario 1 and comboing it into 2 more, putting him at 30% already. Both players avoided the giant foot, which rewarded RSBX the giant mushroom, and now Lucario 1 with a big problem on his hands. Literally. Luckily, smart thinking from Luke, he uses the floatiness of Lucario to jump around and stall off stage. Lucario managed to wait out the mega-sized Incin, but when he went to approach with a charging Aura Sphere, he made the mistake of jumping back towards RSBX, where he used a fearless grab and killed Lucario 1 at 81! WarioWare, ladies and gents. Later in the fight, Lucario 1 catches RSBX, trying to land back on flat ground, and to complete the edge guard, he sniped his ass right out of the air, like 2 whole seconds ago. Now the stocks are even. When the taunting minigame appeared, Lucario 1 timed his time. He did it. He did the game. This rewarded Lucario 1 with a Mega Mushroom. In only 3 openings, Lucario 1 takes another stock. How this happened was, 1. Lucario forward smashed him right in neutral, and it having so much range reached RSBX before he could even see it coming. 2. Lucario jumps over RSBX and does an up throw for damage. He doesn't try to combo out of it, as he was waiting for RSBX to choose an immediate option, so he backed up and punished RSBX's down special. And 3. Runs in and kills him with a Force Palm when he was only at 50. Bruh! WarioWare, ladies and gents. Not too long later, though, RSBX, this time catching Lucario 1 trying to land with a neutral air, does an Alolan Whip, taking a stock for himself, evening up the fight. Alright, not too soon later, in the popping minigame, both fighters, pop to popper. Poppity poopity pap. Unfortunately, RSBX's reward was only a slight healing, and Lucario 1 was granted the Mega Mushroom. In the last few seconds of the match, RSBX tried to use down special to counter Lucario 1, trying to kill him outright with a raw smash attack. The first one missed. The second one, Lucario tried to predict another down special from RSBX, but he rolled behind him. Then RSBX counterpunched with a Alolan Whip, sending him into the skies, right, to maybe stall out his Mega Mushroom, right, like Lucario did to him earlier. But RSBX tried to chase the giant Lucario in the air, but he fast fell to get his feet to the ground to throw out his finishing move. And unfortunately, RSBX activating his down special a little too early means a 2-0 for Lucario. Set number 2 of Lucario 1's runs. Hopefully he doesn't have the runs. And then you gotta put the controller down. Was against D Bananas, another returning fighter. Game 1, they take it to Yoshi's story. Starting off the first blood and starting strong was Lucario 1, dropping from the top plat, comboing that into 2 fairs, into an auto-cancel nair on the right plat, into 2 more fairs, and ending it with an up air. In that order. Bananas already at 35%. Bananas already dying to himself, because a minute into the fight, Banana tries to spike Lucario as he was trying to recover, but Lucario went up and around. Alright, Bananas, instead of straight to the ledge, I mean, I respect it. Right? If it worked, he could have reset the momentum his opponent had, but, you know, no luck. No luck here. But now that I'm looking at the percents, he actually found a stock by catching Lucario 1, going for a high jump with the tip of up smash. Cloud swinging that big old Buster Blade to chop off his opponent's feet. Later in the fight, Lucario 1 got a sick trade on Bananas. He actually had the balls to challenge Bananas Buster Blade with an Aura Kick. Now Bananas, on his last stock of the match, falls victim to another top plat drop from Lucario 1. His Aura Twirl sends him crashing onto the stage, and with no tech from Bananas, Lucario waits for the option, punishes accordingly. Game 1 goes to the black and blue Pokemon. Game 2, Bananas takes the fight to Pokemon Stadium 1. First blood goes to Lucario, though. How he succeeded this was after attacking Bananas, as he was blocking that perfect auto cancel from Lucario 1's neutral air, let him immediately forward air before Bananas' counter option could even come out. Not bad. Later in the match, Lucario 1 gets a great approach on Bananas during the water type form. He charges Aura Sphere, and Bananas, right, playing it safe, holds block. After a second of this, Lucario 1 dashes back to see what Bananas does next, and the unpredictable Bananas just runs right in with a dash attack, right? Shoves that sword right into his face. Lucario was not expecting this, obviously, and how I know this is because of the direction he DI'd. He almost went straight up, and he died at the center stage at only 114. Lucario 1 didn't let it get to him though, because only a few seconds later, Lucario managed to get another great approach setup with Aura Charge. This time, wasting no time, he goes for the instant turnaround Force Palm, evening up the stocks. Lucario 1 takes another stock by doing an Aura Up Air on Bananas as he was trying to hit him with a triple jab. I notice here that if Bananas actually completed the triple jab, he could have intercepted Lucario, right, and not get hit by his back air. Because, right, in the replay, he only threw out 2, right? He only went for 2 right leg, tried to kick him. Right, unfortunately. Fortunate for Lucario 1, though, he can now take full control of the match by using Fear as his weapon, right? Fighting with 150% aura. Bananas goes for a back air that doesn't reach Lucario 1, catching his next option with back air for his own sending. Bananas flying due to the power of Lucario's aura. Bananas tries to recover nice and low, but Lucario 1 was ready to edgeguard him with his special attack, Double Team, sealing another 2-0. Grand Finals was Lucario 1 versus Tracer, one of my boys from the Smash 4 days. He finally joined in on the fun. I was glad. Game 1. They begin their fight on Dreamland. Thank God. We've seen Yoshi stolen enough. Alright, that's just me personally. But Lucario 1 looking impatient for that 70. In the first 2 seconds, Lucario gets first blood by jumping at Trace, getting a neutral air, comboing him to 23%, but it doesn't stop there. Trace saw Lucario 1 running towards him, right? So he tries to intercept with an up tilt, right? A very nice and quick option, very logical, right? Unfortunately, Lucario 1 punished it like a damn bot, like a damn AI. Bro, he grabbed Trace right as the hitbox ended. Then, Trace tries to Clim Hazard towards the ledge, but Lucario 1 was ready for the edge guard and goes for the double kickers. Trace intelligently saved his jump and goes for another Clim Hazard to get to safety, but Lucario 1, again, was it right in the perfect position for another double kickers. This time, that one sent Trace towards the stage, bouncing him off it. And with no more resources, Trace fails to recover. All right off the bat, I mind you. Keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, all that happened because Lucario 1 twirled in his face like a pretty princess. I'm just kidding. Much later in the fight, Trace slows the fight down and plays a decent neutral with a few blade beams here and there. But Trace tries a Hail Mary up smash that Lucario 1 blocks. He then punishes him with a double Aura Sphere charge cancel into a back air. And with nowhere for Trace to go, Lucario cleans up the edge guard with Double Team. Much later in the match, Trace actually managed to get something cool in this brutal fight on Dreamland. But you'll see. Lucario 1, sitting at 158%, goes for his special attack Extreme Speed, right towards center stage where Trace was waiting for him. Trace parries the Extreme Speed and goes for his triple slice. But Lucario 1, actually knowing the intricacies of his special move, that not only is he very experienced with aiming it, he also knows how to auto-cancel that John. So even after Trace parried it, Lucario was able to immediately block his opponent's forward smash and finish the match with a 3-0 Force Palm. My mistake. 3 stock. I don't know why I put 3-0. 3 stock Force Palm. Personally, I think it's kind of lame that Trace didn't get the punish. I mean, he did time the parry, but still. Overall, a very convincing Game 1 of Grands. Game 2. Trace's counterpick stage is going to be Pokemon Stadium 2. Alright, Game 2, Stadium 2. It only makes sense. First blood goes to Lucario 1 once he blocks Trace's cross slash attack. And when he was out of range, right, for some reason Trace continued the full attack. Maybe he tried to catch Lucario, trying to intercept him during the multi-hit, right? Because he had that little pause. But no, his counterattack was a jump kick. Not a forward air jump kick, the dash attack jump kick. Like a realistic jumping kick. Almost 3 minutes into the fight, Lucario 1 takes the first stock by whipping out a forward smash, just as Trace tries to grab him for a dash grab in neutral. This doesn't look like a big deal until I tell you that Trace was in the middle of the stage and he died at 87. Aura is a constant factor, bro, right? You guys are complaining about hazards? Next stock, well, not you guys, I mean, a few people. I'm not going to name names, though. Next stock taken was by Trace. He actually took a stock from Lucario 1. And how he did that was, during the Ice-type form of the stage, Lucario tried to get some distance and catch Trace with another raw forward smash. This time, Trace was ready with a falling black air. Black air? Yo, my bad. Falling back air. Yo, that's funny. Back at a slice him where he stood charging. Next stock taken, again, was by Lucario 1, putting Trace on his final stock of the match. Lucario was one step ahead of Trace this time, kicked him right out of the air. I guess Trace had other plans for that interaction, but Trace wasn't going to take that so lightly. Only a few seconds later, Lucario 1 hits him with an aura tilt. Then Lucario continues his approach by trying to read a jump from Trace to hit him with an, tap him, just a slight tap with the aura sphere charge. But Trace actually jumped high enough to get above him and land a Buster Spike. Now Trace has him in the disadvantage. Lucario tries to land with an extreme speed, but Trace was in the perfect position to swing his big old Buster Sword, catching him just sitting in the air. Trace evens up the stocks. Lucario 1 does finish the fight with his signature special attack, Extreme Speed. Alright, this time Lucario's speed was a little too extreme. Trace wasn't even ready to block it. So the attack itself killed him, sending Trace straight to the right blast zone. Also, this frame just looks badass. Lucario looks anime here. Game 3. Lucario's 2 games up. Let's see Trace's last fighting words. Trace returns to PS2. Continuing his winning streak, Lucario 1 lands first blood, kicking Trace right in neutral as Trace tries to shoot a blade beam a little bit too close to his opponent, right? And Lucario 1 beating him to the punch. Or kick. Much later in the fight, Lucario 1 lands an Aura Sphere charge on Trace, but the mid-air one, throwing off his rhythm. And as Trace was falling, Lucario 1 caught his landing with a forward smash. And after Trace recovered from the Angel Plat, Lucario was just throwing hands on Aura Sphere there, a double nair there, a dash attack there. Alright, taking Trace to 65% in seconds. Trace does swing back though. How this happened was Lucario tries to predict another landing from Trace, but the wind from the fly type form, extended the airtime of his backflip, getting him right into position to land that easy peasy limit cross slash right into his aura spine. Not too long later, Trace tries to get a raw up smash of his own, but Lucario beat him to the punch with an intercepting forward smash. Then Lucario 1 snipes Trace trying to grab ledge, and with no more resources, once again, Trace gets edge guarded. Now, Trace on his final tournament stock does find a stock of his own. Creeping around at ledge, he was waiting for Lucario 1's option. Lucario chooses to ledge roll, and Trace was ready with the limit cross slash. He actually almost missed that, because when I was looking at the footage, Lucario did manage to jump away, but his limit attack pulled him back in, pulled him back down. And for Lucario 1's final barrage, of the tournament, was on the electric type form. He intercepts Trace's landing with an aura spin. Then another one while Trace was busy trying to roll off the plat because he didn't tech. Then Lucario, with the ground advantage, waits for Trace's rebuttal and catches him missing his forward air and slams Aura right into his face. It ain't over yet as Trace air dodges back to the stage and tries to shoot Lucario 1 with his limit blade beam. But Lucario 1 beats him to the punch once again and for the final time. He uses Aura Sphere. Then, to complete the edge guard, a smaller Aurasphere to complete the 3L and win the Undying Light tournament. Respect to Trace for entering the ring, right? Because a lot of fighters, they don't even put the gloves on, man. They lose before even the fight starts, right? So, props to him. And of course, congratulations to Lucario 1 for getting first. This has been the overview analysis of Lucario 1's runs. This tournament was held on May 31st, 2025. And I don't even think Lucario 1 dropped a game. That's crazy. I think that's a first for the Undying Light tournament, the history of the tournaments. That's crazy.